Hey guys, welcome back to the compound. In today's video, we're going to have some fun with this Tarbosaurus and give him a Camp Cretaceous Hidden Adventure inspired deco. I say inspired because I won't be doing an exact replica of the Tarbo that appears in the show, because I've had some difficulty finding like a full body shot of it in daylight, and since a majority of the attack scenes with it take place at night, they are for the most part covered in shadows, so it's kind of hard for me to get an actual idea of the exact colors, but with this picture here and a few other ones that I grabbed, I can kind of get a general idea, and then just kind of add a little rule of cool and some artistic creativity to it, and I think I can get close enough to make this thing look pretty cool. And you know, after all, that's why we do what we do, to make things look awesome. So I'll start off by basing the Tarbo in a bone white, and then once that's dry, I'll go back in with some transparent yellow ochre. I'm going to kind of glaze that over the underside belly area, and then once that's down, I'll go back in with that bone white color and I'll dry brush the highlights up, because I want the highlights to be the bone white, and then I want that yellow ochre to sit down in the recesses. So judging by the reference photos, the skin looks like it sort of has a reddish brown color, similar to the kind of Red Rex. So to make it easier for me, I'm just going to use the same color that I would use if I was doing a Red Rex repaint, and that is this Vallejo German red brown. So I'll just pop that in my airbrush and start to build up that red body color. With that done, now I'm going to grab some matte black and start to block in all of the black deco. I dropped some black in my airbrush and I did the eyes and the snout area real quick, and then went back to the brush to kind of do all the patterns by hand. I'm putting the patterns down using an up and down stroke to get sort of like an organic asymmetrical stripe pattern. Just kind of make sure that your paint is thin when you're doing it, that way you have control over it and it flows nice onto those rough sculpted areas. Once I finish one side, then I'll just flip it over and do the same thing on the other, and that's pretty much it for the patterns. Little time consuming, but overall pretty straightforward. And then I'll just quickly jump back over to the airbrush, and I'm going to use that same black color just thin down in the airbrush to darken up the front of the feet where the scoots are and stuff, and then I'll blend it into that little lower black pattern that I did on the leg. And then when I'm done with that, I'll hit the claws with some black paint. For the eyeball, I'm just going to paint the entire eye orange, and then I'll go in with a yellow dot, and then I'll add a small black dot inside of that. And then for the inside of the mouth, you know, it's business as usual here. I'm just going to paint it with the same standard colors that I normally use. Nothing fancy. And then I'll give the top spikes a dry brushing with some red to kind of help, you know, them pop a little bit. And then I'll give the whole figure a couple of coats of matte varnish to lock the paint in, and this guy is ready to rock and roll. So as always, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and watching. I hope this video has inspired you in some way, shape, or form. If you give this one a shot, remember to tag me over on Instagram at the Jurassic Park Compound, because I always love to see the repaints that you guys can come up with. For more Jurassic related content, you know where to find it. Links will be in the description box below. You guys take care, and I'll see you around the compound.